was a kid, we had a monster in our basement. My father said if I'd done wrong, it'd creep out at night and come for me. I tried to do no wrong, but the monster came all the same.
Hello there, Sarah from 17 once again. This is my Wolfenstein, the Old Blood Uber difficulty video walkthrough. This is chapter 8. It is entitled The Dig Site, and I have a rather great path to get through this first area. Once again, on the latter half of this run, if you time it correctly, you can get through the last stretch without being spotted. However, on my walkthrough, I was a little impatient, I'm not going to lie. I rushed it, and I got spotted, but the repercussions were not enough for me to say don't do this. My first playthrough, I sneaked past here without being spotted. This time, I decided to stand up, and whenever you stand up on this game, you're generally going to get spotted. However, I didn't stand up then, and I was still spotted, so it was just bad timing on my part. But if you watch, I have more than enough time to hit this door. Didn't even get shot. See what I mean? And there's your checkpoint, that's that section done. That could take maybe 5 to 10 minutes of combat if you don't do it stealthily, or you can just do it like that and it's over in just over a minute. Right, there is a transition as well. We've gone back to the enemies being standard, so it's back to the first-person shootery aspects, but when you kill them, they have a percentage of a chance to turn into the undead, where they'll set on fire and they'll come back for more. All it means is you have to kill them again. So it's 2 headshots if you're accurate, or it's a ton of ammo if you're not. And they don't all do it, but some of them do. The one thing to bear in mind here is there is a super soldier. He is a problem, but we're going to use our human brain against his terrible AI brain, and we're going to introduce him to the concept of you cannot shoot me and I can shoot you. Which is what I like to call video games, because that's pretty much, if you've watched any of the stuff I do in these videos, I often put myself in a spot where I win and they lose, and there's nothing they can do about it because they're not programmed in such a way to be like, this guy's being a dick, I need to not do this. You know, I need to overcome his dickishness by getting out of the length of his penis, and he just can't, so he just takes it, and he can occasionally get a few scraps of damage off on me, but it is a trading game that he is losing, because we are doing full damage on his good bits with our bolt action, which is an incredibly powerful weapon that every so often doesn't feel like it's doing anything at all. You're going to find out what I mean by this when I fight the last boss. But this is what you need to think about. This gun takes the drones down in one shot. This gun pretty much one-shots the body on most enemies. It's a powerful gun. It's one of the most powerful ones you have. So it has to do good damage, and that's the reason that I'm going to use it against the final boss. And I'm going to show you an interesting little pattern you can get into, which involves ducking the enemy, the last boss's movements, and if you stand up and strafing, he can't hit you with the individual punches. However, every so often he might get one lucky one if you move into it, but that's entirely down to the game. And then the alternative side of the strategy is there's going to be soldiers turning up, but the good news is if you kind of put the geometry between you and those soldiers, because they're already shooting at you, the boss will kill them for you. And all you're going to be doing is intelligently defending when the enemies are alive, then you're going to shoot at the boss, and then as soon as the enemies turn up again, you're going to be a little bit more passive, and the boss will kill the enemies, and then you can focus on him. And we're going to kill him in about 4 minutes, and we're not even going to use the explosive pistol, which is the easiest way to do damage to him as well. So, once again, I'm intentionally going to use a slightly suboptimal setup, but I'm only doing that to show the people that don't have the ammo that I have that they can do it. They just need to, you know, put in a little bit of the old elbow grease. So this is another one of those rooms where it seems like it wouldn't work what I'm doing, but it works wonderfully. And this reminds me of Metro, and it's not because we're in a shitty, dirty cave and we're walking around with dudes with backpacks and gas masks. It reminds me of it because of the stealth mechanic in Metro Last Light. They turned the stealth on that game into kind of my dream scenario for stealth. It is a very binary, black and white implementation of stealth. You either can be seen and are being seen, or you can't. And I know there is gradations in games that often prove to be quite fun, but I love that straight up totalitarian, you're being shot or you're not being shot. It's just so simple. It completely flattens the playing field, and it's empowering in a way that the other styles aren't. Like, watch my Chaos Theory walkthrough. All the time I'm always brushing the analog gently. I'm always treating it like a newborn baby, and every so often I'm getting spotted when I really don't think I should be, even though you never see those bits because I edit them out. Because it's this constant guessing game of, am I making enough noise? Am I bright enough? You know, does that guy have good eyes? Does he have cataracts? Are we safe? None of that in Metro Last Light. Metro Last Light is wonderful for that. It's so good. Metro, poof, fuck that. Metro 20 bad game design in areas. Great game, but terrible mechanics in places. Nowhere near as smooth. However, on the deluxe version, the Redux version, or whatever they're calling it, which I have sitting to the left of me that I've had for a month now, and I haven't even put it in, which is frustrating. That is all different. You can pick the first game to be just like Last Light, and the first game is the better game. It's just rougher. So I'm really excited to see what that's like, and I never made a walkthrough for that game, and I don't think I'm going to, even though it is arguably pretty difficult on Ranger. Because I just don't think there's much call for it, and the Metro Last Light guide didn't perform very well. I liked making it, I had a lot of fun, but the only people that watched it are the people who were interested in the channel, really. Look at this, the shotgun is so much fun. This is a really good weapon as well to work on getting the perk where you fire the last shot in your gun, because of course this only holds 2, so you can get to it really quickly. And it's one of those rare guns where being a compulsive reloader is never really going to hurt you, because you're never reloading, it's always reloading by itself anyway. But you'll notice I'm being rather aggressive here. The choice to be aggressive is because if you don't, the enemies just keep on coming, and there's a lot of them, it takes a while and it takes a lot of ammo. So instead we're going to push on, and we're going to get to the biggest firefight in this level minus the boss. But don't worry guys, it is incredibly simple to circumvent it, and I even stumbled upon a pretty safe place to stand, even though all I was trying to do was jump onto the door the moment it opened correctly. So it was nice to stumble on it, because the AI just didn't seem to be coming quickly at all to where I was, and in some cases it seemed like because I wasn't directly visible, none of them could sprint. And I don't know if that's 100%, but it feels like the enemies can only do that super run at you when they're aware of you and when they're staring at you, pretty much. If you have something between you and them, I don't think they can do it. But you know, I did not make the game, guys. I do not know what the programming is and what the behaviour is on those enemies. That's just a feeling I had from recording this and playing and what have you. But we are coming up to the end of it, and I'm going to be talking during some of the bigger bits. So I'm probably going to start talking a little bit now about future projects, because everybody's curious what's happening. All projects that are currently running, Final Fantasy X, Wonderful 101, Splinter Cell Chaos Theory, you know, all these projects that we've got going will finish, folks. They are progressively moving forwards. Kingdom Hearts, Birth by Sleep, progressively moving forward, all of them. I can't promise when they'll all be finished, but they're just going to be coming up every so often alongside videos from my credit feeding series where I'm learning to use an arcade stick and I'm playing Street Fighter and other fighting games and some shmups. And then of course, in 5 days, there is Witcher 3, which is going to be a blind playthrough on the hardest difficulty. From what I've heard from the reviews so far, apparently the reviewers are finding normal much easier than Witcher 2, because if you played Witcher 2, even on normal, that game could destroy you. So it's telling me that the difficulty might not be so strict on that game, and even if it is, I've already played Witcher 2, I'm already well versed in getting my ass beat by the Witcher games, so hopefully I should have an advantage. And although it is a playthrough and not a walkthrough, a lot of people do use playthroughs to be guided through games and to learn things, so hopefully it can help and entertain at the same time, as well as frustrate and what have you. And then after that, it's going to be Arkham Knights, the next big project, and then Devil May Cry Definitive Edition. Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition, where I will be playing as Virgil, and I will be doing Legendary Dark Knight S ranks, or something of that nature. I haven't played it yet, guys. I don't know. It could change. There are other projects that will be turning up, but I'm not promising any, because right now there is a ton of stuff waiting to be unveiled. There is a ton of series that are ongoing that are rather long that you still haven't seen hardly half of them, and I don't know if there's any games I've not spotted that are coming out, you know, any surprise titles. because The Witcher 3 is going to demand so much attention, and of course Bloodborne, which I'm really hungry to get back into playing because I love that game and it's incredibly fun. But all I'm waiting here is for this to go down low enough so I can jump onto it, so I'm going to stick my back to it and I'm going to jump backwards until it lets me on, like that. And now I know that I can push forward and get on with it. This is the last cash that you can get before the final boss. Use it wisely, and I will see you in the next video where we kill this beast. So thank you very much for watching, and you take care now.